I'm not sure how subversive memes can actually be. Overall, I do not like memes. I'm extremely anti-meme. I think that memes trick people. They trick the people who create them as well as the people who like them. There's an immense delusion out there that memes can change the world, and this stems, I think, from 2016. People believe that memes were responsible for Trump's win, or people believe that memes helped push the UK Brexit vote the way that it went, and this is an error. This has tricked and confused so many people. Those votes went the way that they did because of older people. Older people liked Trump because they saw him on TV. And that's why Trump won, not because of frog memes. And Brexit went the way it did because of older people, and older people are not into this hip meme culture. So, but since 2016, we've had this idea, and it's not as strong as it was last year, which is good, but it's immensely incorrect to think that these little memes change the world, or that the ruling powers would allow them to. People are trapped in their own little online cultural enclaves, and they see the proliferation of memes there, and they don't really consider how large the world is and how large society is, and the ruling powers have still much more control than online dissidents gave them credit for. That should be obvious by now, and for the last 5 years or so, people have been wanting to fight the meme war, and it's quite clear now that you can win a meme war and yet lose reality, and that's what's happened. I mean, people have seeded reality. I mean, CEDE, seed. They have seeded reality. So I'm very, very anti-meme overall. I particularly dislike the cliches that are used, the small range of vocabulary terms that are used. I'm reminded quite often of the George Orwell essay, Politics of the English Language, in which he goes over why not to use cliches and not to use these stock phrases, because it severely diminishes the range of thought and what you can do with your thought and with your words. And with memes in particular, I completely hate the language that is used. I hate the Wojak cartoons. I see these as severely misrepresenting human beings and trying to force human beings into very superficial caricatures. It's quite heartbreaking, actually, to see people so enthusiastically take these memes on and to represent themselves as superficial cartoons. Cartoons have been used to represent human beings for a long time, obviously, and yet the cartoons that these online activists use to represent themselves are the most dehumanizing cartoons. To me, it seems as if this has the effect of normalizing dysfunction and causing people to sort of like their own powerlessness and to restrict their emotional breath and to cheapen their thought and to restrict the nuance of their thought. I mean, everything is pulled in 2 or 3 directions. It's either cringe or it's based or it's laugh out loud, I suppose. And these words should not be used as often as they're being used, and I try not to use them. With political memes in particular, their usage has the effect of tricking people into thinking that this is actually going to affect the world, and this is actually activism, and this is actually going to change things. And I see people increasingly out of touch with the world and the way that the world works, and all of your memes don't amount to anything. It is only a way to waste your own time. But on the other hand, who doesn't enjoy a good laugh, you know? Memes can make people laugh. I see nothing wrong with humor, But what I am most assertively against is the idea of memes as activism. Especially in the position that we're in, I do not think memes should be confused with activism or with educating people. I think there is some slight capacity there, but it has been dramatically exaggerated, especially in the minds of the people who create memes. I see all of this. I see all of the online humor with a philosophical or a political edge to be a sort of a chicken coop, or at the most, if you want to be kind, you could call it a sort of a cultural holding pattern. But I prefer the connotations of calling it a chicken coop.